get it together here. Let me get it together here. Let's go to chat. Let's go to public. Okay. What's happening? Hopefully, I'm hoping. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to stream to multiple places. Hold on, let me get my fucking mic. Yeah, I'm trying to stream to multiple places. Alright, let me get set up. What the fuck am I on? Ugh. Well, yeah, I didn't even know it was a Super Bowl. So I was just on the phone with Sean. He was like, "Yeah, Super Bowl's on." I wasn't planning on doing a live stream. I was really just trying to figure stuff out. So, let me know. Let me know how it's looking on Facebook. I should be live on Next Gen. Let me know if I'm live on Next Gen. I hold on, that's not it. Yeah, it's looking like I'm live on Next Gen. So, yeah, and yeah, that's good. I got all the chats coming through my Riverside. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, let me pull this back up. Um, yeah, today's not a good day to try to go live with the Super Bowl happening, but I thought I would jump on and give this a go. And if somebody gets a chance, let me know what's up with the live stream on Next Gen. Let me know how the quality is. Let me know how it looks. Because yeah, we're gonna be set up pretty soon to be live streaming a lot of places. Oh, cool! It's working. Yeah, it takes a second. I'm in Riverside, but I'm also looking at YouTube, and it takes a little bit for the YouTube comments to make it into Riverside. So, all right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back in my big plan to get back onto more retic groups is working. Dax was nice enough to let me back into retic pursuit. So, gonna try to get back into retic nation, so that should be interesting. And I highly doubt I will be allowed in Garrett's group. Something tells me that's not going to happen. But yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, what's going on Retic Nation today? It seems like there's a little bit of drama going on there today. Yeah, and I probably won't be able to get back into I don't know if I was ever in Brian Watkins' group or not. So, right now I'm in Eric's Retic Connection. I'm in I'm an admin in Dorfin Super Doors for Andrew's group, Next Gen, Retic Pursuit. So we're gonna try to I'm gonna try to get in all of them, and we're gonna try to build up this online community. Because with being able to stream like this, I think that's gonna open up some doors for everybody. Especially with whatever Wednesday, because if people are gonna come on and talk on Wednesdays, I really want to um, I really want to have a bigger audience for all the people that want to come on and join and hang out. So we're gonna really try to push this out there. Then me and Spencer are gonna be doing joint lives. So all I got to do is bring Spencer into Riverside, and then plug Riverside and plug his stream key into uh, an outstream through Riverside, and then we can go live right on his too. So yeah, we're really gonna try to build up a live streaming community. Because a live streaming community, I mean, it's not really, no one's really done this before. Um, a lot of people in reptiles have live streams and stuff, but I don't think anybody's really done live streaming type podcasts where they just invite whoever to come on in the middle of a session, and you can jump on, you can show your stuff, you can talk, you can hang out. So yeah, we're really gonna try to get this up and rolling. So yeah, I didn't even, I honestly forgot the Super Bowl was today. Because I don't watch sports because I think sports are literally just, I think they're put in place to distract people from what the government's doing. So I try not to watch sporting events. So, but everything the government's doing is pretty horrible. So maybe I should just watch sporting events and then I'd be happier. So, uh, yeah, Randy, I can see. I'm on two pages right now. I'm looking at YouTube, and I also got it up in Riverside because Riverside has a live chat. So you posted that, and about 10 seconds later, it shows up into here. But I don't know if I can see it on. Hold on, let me see. I don't know if I can see anything from Next Gen. I know I can see it from YouTube. Let me pull up Next Gen. Uh, working on. Yeah, wait, did that come to somebody type something in. Um, if somebody can on the Next Gen Live, somebody type something in the comments and let me see if I'm seeing it. Yeah, just type I don't care, type anything cuz I see there's a couple comments there already, but that's all I see, and I don't know if I'd already read them or cuz all the comments are going up and down. Where did you, yeah, doing our own halftime show. I'll sign the petition to get you back into those groups. Hey, Duran, I'm just going to throw this out there. You look like you might have been taking a couple shots at Lucas today. Somebody sent me a screenshot. I was like, man, Duran's smacking him right in the teeth today. It's a little out of character there, Duran. What's going on with that? But yeah, I mean, I understand why you said that, though. That was Lucas is kind of the poster child for explaining how to do things with not doing them very many times himself, if we're being honest. So yeah, hopefully I can see. I can always just keep the comments on. Um, howdy. Yeah, I don't know if that. Yeah, fuck. I don't know if those are coming through. Damn it. Yeah, hey, I'm fair. He's my boy. Had to give him shit. Yeah, because he really kind of has been the poster child for explaining how to do stuff without really doing it. So there is a delay between streams. I just sent a message on Next Gen. Yeah, I'll see if it comes through. But I honestly don't think. I don't think I'll have to figure out if I can get that. Um, I think because it's a comment situation and it's not a chat feature, that it's probably not going to work. But I don't know. I'll look into this some more. I'm just super happy that we can live stream from Riverside into Facebook groups because that's huge. If we're able to do that, then we can really start to grow the live streaming community for sure. And I mean, there's probably not that many people. There's no way there's a lot of people watching with the Super Bowl on. Who's winning, by the way? And because I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl. And what happened with the Kid Rock halftime show? Isn't there like a right and left halftime show this year? Like if you like Trump, you watch one halftime show, and if you like uh, leftist stuff, you watch like a gay dude. sing weird music or something? Like, what's going on? I have no idea what's going on. Okay. There's a yeah. Yeah, I saw there's a thing. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. I guess I can. Hold on. Somehow it says I can make a poll. I don't know what the hell the poll would be for. Um, yeah, I don't know. This is the first time I'm ever doing anything live on Facebook, so I have no idea what all these options are. What the hell is this? Yeah, I have no idea. I'll have to figure all this stuff out later. I don't know why I do stuff and then try to figure it out. No idea. So, but yeah, there does seem to be a little bit of drama on Retic Nation today. But to be fair, Jake did ask everybody to be honest, so that's what you're gonna get. I did not get a chance to make a video on uh, pattern structure. I'm gonna try to get to that. I wanted to get to that this week and then or this weekend. It just didn't happen, unfortunately. I kind of have it started. I don't have the video part started, but I do have a bunch of pictures put together that I need to take sections. Basically, I got to take little square cutouts of retic patterns and go through it. So yeah, it's gonna be called something like the video will be called something like retic real estate, a breakdown of pattern structure. So because if there's more of one part, there's less of the other two parts typically. So we'll do a breakdown of that and kind of explain why you can't technically make the perfect normal just because there's not enough space. So, but yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, this week I got to get a hold of Ryan. We're gonna try to get Ryan on this week. We're gonna try to bust out a couple podcasts this week. We're gonna try to get um, Andrew and his buddy Riley that just did the Mochino snow shit to come on. We're gonna try to get Ryan on. Brian, if you're still on here, I talked to Spencer today. Let us know what your schedule's like. What you're gonna try to. I don't know if we're gonna get all three done this week, but we're gonna try to bust out at least two. Um, and me and Spencer do have a call. Uh, we got a call with one of his shipping people on Tuesday, so we're gonna something that I'm kind of getting going. Hopefully, we're gonna get something going for how like expensive like shipping cages and stuff is. We're gonna try to figure out a way to make some things cheaper for people in the industry. So we're gonna be working on that stuff too. And plus, there's all the other shipping stuff gonna be coming out with Reptiles to You, King Snake, all of that. So there's a whole bunch of shit going on, a ton of shit going on. So, but yeah, that's about it on my end. How many people are even watching this? Oh, there's 12. That's 12 more people than I thought would be on here today. So, what? Yeah, if there's any topics or any topics, comments, questions, put them in the chat. I like I said, I'm honestly just jumping on here to try to figure out how to fucking do this. So let me see here. Who is it? Oh, that's Ryan. Yeah, Ryan's on Next Gen. I don't see him on YouTube, so that's good. Yeah, see how many people we got watching on Next Gen. Does it tell you? I got one whole person watching. Ryan, I think it's Ryan holding it down for us on Next Gen. So, but yeah. What do you guys think about this live streaming, like this interactive kind of community based um, stuff me and Spencer are trying to put together? I think it's a good idea. I think it's going to help. Um, I think it's gonna. The other thing I think it's gonna do is I think it's gonna help us all sell snakes. That's the other thing me and Spencer were talking about. Like Randy jumped on for 10, 15 minutes the other day and like immediately sold a snake. So uh, that's I think that's where the value of this is going to really be is if we can get a big enough audience regularly to and we can all start moving snakes, we can start showing our stuff off. I think that's going to help. Randy, have you attempted to stream on Instagram? No. I'm going to try that probably tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow live stream will be I don't know if Spencer's coming on tomorrow or not, but if he is, it'll be him too. But uh we're going to go for YouTube, a few different retic groups, um and Instagram, and I have a Twitch too. So I don't know if anybody will watch it on there. I don't even use my Twitch, but I can stream to there. Uh, so I will. So we're gonna try to stream like 5 different places tomorrow. So I think tomorrow we're gonna go. Uh, we'll go YouTube, Instagram, my Instagram, possibly next gen Instagram. I got to get the shit. I got to get the streaming key and login and stuff from Spencer because he has all that. And then Retic Pursuit, Next Gen Retics, US Dwarf and Super Dwarf, or whatever the hell Andrews groups call it, I forget. And then I probably will jump on Eric's Retic Connection. So we're going to be streaming everywhere on Monday. Oh, you ended up, oh, hold on, we got another one there. I like it gives new people a chance to get our names out and faces out there. Yeah, and that's what it's for. That's what we want to do. We want to, because I'm not on Retic Nation, but I might as well be because I get all the screenshots every time, especially when there's something funny that happens. And I saw one of the things Jake had posted was about gatekeeping, and that's a big thing that we're going to try to you know do away with. Is there's a lot of the old keepers kind of got so used to kind of running the show, and and we're gonna end that. We're the new keepers are the people moving the shit forward anyway. So we're gonna make sure that the new people have a pretty strong online community. So we're gonna go hard at that. I've sold 2 because of your live streams. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like coming on for 10 minutes sells you 2 snakes. That's a good day's work, man. I think this is awesome. Platform lets you get to know others in a community more than just with Facebook posts. Yeah, yeah, I think it will. I think my Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays will do okay on my live streams, but I think the whatever Wednesday, when we're streaming all these places and people can just hop on and talk, I think that shit's gonna really take off. I won't be surprised if we start pulling. I honestly I won't be surprised if we start pulling like 100, 200 viewers, and that's going to be huge too when you're coming on trying to push something you have for sale, and there's 100 to 200 people live viewing it, can see it, can get it, can kind of get a feel for you, who you are, whether or not you're honest or full of shit. That's a big help too. You can't really get a feel for somebody from an ad on Morph Market. So um yeah, I think that's gonna help. I think that's gonna help. Is it ethical to sell snakes from a high? Wait, is it ethical to sell snakes for a high amount, then dropping the price 30% when demand lowers? Is that the product of poor planning? Does that screw the original customer, or that's just business? So I'm going to say this is that question is regarding the Aztec prices. Um, and it wouldn't be a live stream if I didn't talk some shit on Garrett. So we're going to use Garrett as an example. when Garrett hyped everything up and convinced everybody that he was the only game in town and his snakes were the rarest and blah blah blah. You know, he used scarcity to jack prices up, right? And you didn't have to. Nobody has to buy snakes at these prices, right? So nobody had to give Garrett money. They chose to give Garrett money. So you can't really fault Garrett too much for people being willing to spend money with him. But you can fault him on his marketing, which was bullshit. So now that super dwarfs are coming back down to a more realistic price range, I guess I guess there's a early entrance tax. I think that's the fairest way to say this, and we'll use Carampas. So Carampas had what we will call an early entrance tax of 10,000 a pair. And the people that paid that early entrance tax are the people producing Carampas now. Now, the people producing Carampas now, they are not going to get 10,000 a pair. They're going to get probably 5,000 a pair or 3,500 a pair. So there's that aspect of it too. So they could have waited and not paid the early entrance tax and got in now, and now they're waiting however many years to breed their snakes to produce them, or they could have paid the 10,000, which they chose to pay years ago, and now they're in a position to produce them and sell them at 35 to 5,000. Because that's what I think they'll be a pair. I know some people are like, no, they'll be like 75 or 10. No, they won't. They'll be between 35 and 5,000. That's because there's so many getting produced. So I do think there is an early entrance, and I'll give you a thing. Normally I don't overprice stuff, and I'll get more into the Aztec shit soon. We have, and we don't even advertise it, we have a pair of ternate het ocelots for sale. If you want that pair, they are $10,000. That's a Garrett move right there. That's way too much money. Well, not, I mean, it is and it isn't. You could get a pair, and they're about a year old now. So, but that's kind of high to say. If you, that's me and Andrew's price. If you want in on this project, we will let you in on this project, but it's $10,000. Or you can go out and get a breeder ternate and a breeder ocelot and make your own. And there's not a whole lot of people you can go through to even get a breeder ternate, especially if you're getting a female, because realistically you're probably not buying a breeder female ocelot and a breeder male ternate. You're most likely buying a breeder male ocelot and a breeder female ternate. So that ternate right there, that's going to cost you $5,000, and I actually don't have any more for sale. All the ones I was selling, actually, I was letting go of like 4 breeders, and they all went fucking immediately. And I just decided to let another one go, and it sold immediately. So you're still, and even if you can find a breeder male ocelot, there's $3K there. So you're at $8K, and you're not making them this season, so you're breeding them next year. So you can spend $8K and try to make a clutch of your own, or you can spend $10,000 and get one pair now. And yes, we will do payment plans. If you want this one pair, I'll gladly do a payment plan for you. I'll just talk to Andrew and see how long of a payment plan on something like that. I'd probably give you like 6 months. So that's the entry tax to get into ternate het ocelot. It's $10K. Is it too much? Probably. Is it going to cost just as much to make them yourself, basically, Does it save you? Do you get a year ahead? Now you're on the same level as me, Andrew, and Eric in terms of potential production. So that's where you got to decide. Now the problem comes in when we're looking at Aztec, because Aztec was so hyped up based on the production overseas, and then the production here wasn't as high quality as what we're seeing overseas. And a lot of the morph combos Bob's pumping out is looking significantly worse than just a single gene Aztec. And I've warned for years that that stuff like that actually drives down the price of the high end morph when you make combos, because you're showing that, hey, this morph has no ability to make better looking stuff when combined, which Aztec has a massive potential to make stuff look better. It's just the stuff that it's getting bred into with the secondary traits that are just fucking, not that good. So, and that's the problem. So I saw that shit that got posted with screenshots from Xavier and screenshots from Nathan. And Nathan's in a really weird situation because he's competing with the biggest name in reptiles ever, Bob Clark. And he's in a position where Bob Clark was selling them so cheap. So Nathan kind of has to match prices if he wants to move an animal. So, I really, I don't know. The Aztec thing is such a weird thing because in 20 years, I've never seen a retic morph lose value this quickly. And I've been doing this actually I've had retics over 20 years, and I've never seen them just a morph drop this drastically. So I would have to say that the Aztec game going forward is honestly going to be a take what you can get type situation. And the prices in Aztec, what's going to be so weird about uh uh what's going to be so weird is you're going to see, if a really nice Aztec or Aztec combo gets produced, you're going to see the price jump up. You're going to see this really weird price increase in some Aztecs while other ones can continue to lose value. So that's going to be something really interesting. But yeah, honestly, I would just say that the customer in the Aztec, they paid a early entry tax. Um, and sometimes that early entry tax pays off and sometimes it doesn't. So it was a risk they chose to take. So, but that's how it is with all this stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, the reason Ternates are stable is because I'm not a fucking jerk off. The reason Halmas are stable because I'm not a jerk off. The reason Mindanaus are stable is because I'm not a jerk off. I didn't say, you know what, Ternates are $2,500 a pair. So what I'll do is I'll produce 200. I'll make sure I have 200 pairs of them, and then just make a ridiculous amount of money. I didn't do that. I produce basically what I need, and then sell off what I don't want to keep. So, as stable as my retic prices are, I could destabilize them with overproduction. So, that's an issue there too. But unfortunately, I don't have to worry about any overproduction of my stuff because they lay smaller clutches from those big ass eggs, and it takes a lot of animals to crash a market in localities where it's kind of weird. It doesn't take a lot of animals to crash a market in morphs, especially something like a Kodam like Aztec. You only need one male to do a massive amount, uh, uh, you know, a massive amount of damage, and breed it to 3 or 4 females. Brian Watkins, I think, did 2 mainland breedings with Aztec this year. So I mean, he's looking. Brian Watkins himself is looking at producing, easily producing 50 Aztecs. Yeah, I'm just an ass, not a jerk off. Yeah, I try. But yeah, I'll hold on. I'm gonna jump back on the on the yeah. It still says there's only one person watching the live on whatchamacallit, on next gen. So I don't know. I mean, it's the whole ethical part of the snake shit is it's kind of weird because when it comes to morphs, it's almost always based off of scarcity, and you know the less scarcity, the lower the value. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I guess it just is what it is. So, hey Ryan, are you gonna come on? We doing a podcast with you this week? I'm gonna try to bang out you and Andrew's episode too. We want to bang out at least two, and then hopefully we're gonna get Brian Carlson on. Uh, Also, I'd like to do three this week, to be honest. Then we can space them out for 2 weeks. So I cannot believe there's 15 people on. Is it halftime right now? Is that why there's so many people on? All right, yeah, yeah. If you can, Ryan, if you can hit Spencer up and let him know what days you're good, and we'll set it up. Cause I mean I'll hit up Andrew. I talk to Andrew every day anyway, so I'll figure out what's going on with Andrew because that clutch of his is getting ready to it should be shutting out by now, so yeah, we should be good. Hey Ryan, what happened? I saw you were I saw some screenshots of you and Lucas. What happened? Why did the Retic Nation take down some of you and Lucas's conversation? What was that about? I just don't understand how you can put a post out like that you know is going to create a bunch of drama and then get and just be like, no, we're going to censor this now. Like you can't dump gas on a fire and get mad when it kind of blows up in your face. So yeah, we need to talk about your feeders too, Ryan. We got to talk about that. Let people know what's going on there. I do have some good news that there might be a new pig connection uh, on the East Coast. I know somebody's looking into setting that up, so I'll let you know. That's probably not going to be for a little bit. There's a whole bunch of stuff going into that, but they might have just hid them. Yeah, I called him a hypocritical liar. Yeah, the Retic Nation. I'm gonna have to reach out to Jake, man. He's Jake. They need to be careful on some of the things that's kind of happening behind the scenes now with some people. So yeah, because there's some people. I mean, there's some people trying to claw their way back. Samson's one of them. He's really trying to claw his way back, and hopefully we can keep that from happening. So, but yeah, yeah. Man, I still want to go live at 5:30 every day, but man, I got to tell you, I really think I should start going live at 8 or 9. What do you guys think? You think we'd get better? You think we'd get better results? You think we'd get to grow the community quicker? Going live at 5 or 6, or between 8 and 9? Because I think between like 6 and 7, I don't think like 6 and 7 like. So I usually try to shut it down after an hour, but I really don't think 7 to 8's a good time. I think people are eating, right around then, relaxing. But I'm wondering if I should just move it to 8:30 Just do like 8:30 to 9:30 or something. Wonder if that'd be. I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think. Um, especially on those whatever Wednesdays. Okay, in my opinion, I think a little later is better for me, anyways. Yeah, everyone, let me know. Um, because whatever Wednesdays is when we want to have the most amount of viewers on, and we want to go from there. So, but I've had a steady 10 to 30 people on just YouTube. There's 16 on YouTube right now, which is 16 more than I thought with it being Super Bowl. Um, uh, you know, and I feel like 5 to 6 is a little early, for some parts. Yeah, and Chris says 7 to 8 would possibly be better for people on the West Coast, and I honestly think maybe like 8 to 9 would be even. I think 8 to 9 would be better for everybody, so we can at least catch the earlier crowd on the West Coast, and everybody's kind of sitting down, relaxing for the night on the East Coast. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll try to switch that over this week. try to switch that over this week. No, but yeah. So, if any other topics or anything you guys want to hit, like I said, I had nothing planned to talk about or anything. I was literally just jumping on here to try to figure out how this shit works. So, any other topics, comments, questions? Hit me with them. If not, we're gonna wrap it up early. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, Georgia? Yeah. Yeah, and I think Thursdays I'm gonna show off my snakes, and then Wednesday is gonna be for everybody else to come on and show off their shit. Cause I don't want to put my shit on the same day as I'm showing other people's shit. So I didn't think that'd be cool. So Thursdays I'll show off my shit, and then Wednesdays anybody can show off their shit. Uh, we have a couple questions coming in. Is there any difference between the cow morph being bred through a Phantom OG and line bred cow to cow, possibly even more than 2 generations? Also, outcrossing the line bred cow to a normal versus a baby from Phantom OGS breeding. I mean, in the result of the cow, no, I would say there's nothing really different there. But I mean, don't bite me. In out, I mean, outcrossing is always good. So yeah, because I mean, cow to cow, what do you get? You get super phantoms, cows, and orange ghost stripes. So you get. So I mean, there is that on how you're producing. I mean, depending on what you get. Um, so I mean, I don't know. Has anybody ever even bred a cow to a cow? Because I can tell you right now, we don't understand what a cow is. My best guess is what I've explained before is I think it's some kind of weird semi allelic codom ontogenic color development. I think phantom I think a cow is a true codom situation. I have no way to prove that, but I think that's honestly what it is. I think it's a true codom. Yeah, I think it's a true codom. Because what the hell else could it be? If you look at Rick O'Neill has, did any of them live? That's the only problem with his breedings is they usually don't make it out of they usually don't make it past the hatching phase. Um, yeah, but I can't think there'd be anything. I just wish somebody'd figure out genetically what's going on, but I mean, cows are so weird and dumb, like they don't make any sense. But when, a lot of like, if you look at I'll tell you what, if you look at a GC OGS when they first hatch out, they don't look anything like they look once they start to color up. And that's why I think that it's actually a codom situation with OGS and Phantom. I think it's actually working as a codom because they color up so they look so, aren't they like silver in an egg, a GC OGS, and then they turn into this completely different colored snake. So we already know that there's a massive amount of color development that happens later on. Now I don't think there's any kind of codom development obviously with an OGS GC or anything. Um, but I do think given that a super phantom should be a white snake, and if it's not an all white snake, then there's obviously something genetically going on that allows color to come through. So uh, either it's partially allelic, but either way it goes through an ontogenic, if I'm saying that right, color change, and it happens pretty quickly. So I mean, it seems like it's a true codom to me. It seems like it's an allelic, some kind of weird allelic codom situation. So I think it's a allelic codom situation that's taking place, that's all happening within a gene cluster. Not that that answers your question or has anything to do with it, but yeah, that's what I think. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like the only way to make a whole clutch of cows is to super phantom to OGS. Like it's, it's kind of a strange situation. What, even more than two generations, also outcrossing the line, bred to cow to a normal. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's certainly been no selective breeding done with cows. That's for sure. So, and then wasn't it Rick's that like faded out? It developed a bunch of color and then it just like faded out ridiculously, if I remember correctly. No, I don't know. Everybody needs to make a push to get me back onto the Retic Nation. Anybody from the Retic Nation, including the admins, are welcome in my group. A lot of them are in my group, and it's ridiculous. Here's a true story about Retic Nation. The original reason I got kicked out of Retic Nation, which has been a bunch of times because they've let me back in a bunch of times and then they just throw me out again, was going after Jay Brewer. Okay, went after Jay Brewer, called him piece of shit when everybody loved him. Went after Andrew White, called him piece of shit when everybody loved him. I went after Gavin, which he's nobody's favorite. Then it's basically Aubrey and Gavin, possibly Travis Warren. He might still be mad at me. Uh, but I like all the people. Like here's the people I fought with in Retics. We'll leave out Wyatt. Uh, yeah, we'll leave out fucking Andrew Wyatt because he was US Arc. So it was Kevin McCurley. I said he was lying and making everything up about his morphs being from the islands he said they were from. True. I said Jay Brewer was a giant retic puppy mill scumbag that was destroying retics. True. Uh, I outed Aubrey for lying, and saying he did a bunch of breedings with Samson and was at his facility. True. I outed Garrett. Well, I didn't really out Garrett. Garrett kind of outed himself for all the shitty things he's done and said and lied about everything. True. I said Gavin was basically just a retic hoarder. True. And it's all known. So, and half of the, Kevin doesn't do shit. Aubrey's getting out. Amanda does everything now. Um, Nobody likes Garrett. And Kevin McCurley, like what's he do? He just lets mildly venomous snakes bite him to get views on YouTube. So, uh, you know, you know what I mean? So it's like, what's the point? what's the point of me? What's the point of keeping me out of these groups when I allow all of you in my groups? I'm the largest source of information on retics, and everywhere I go gets traction. You know, it's not always good traction. I'll give you that, but you know, everywhere I go, it gets views. If I say something, it gets comments. It gets engagement. I always bring engagement. Okay, LOL. Just consult with me before you go full Rodney on people. See, that's the thing. That's the thing, Deron. I don't need to go full Rodney on people. I don't need to do that anymore. Who do I need to go full Rodney on at this point? Everybody I fought with is got out or getting out or gave up. There's no point. And that's and that's my point is the people that don't want me in these groups aren't putting out the information I'm putting out. They're not answering questions the way I'm answering questions. They're not producing the stuff I'm producing, and they're not helping new people the way I'm helping new people, and they're certainly not doing live streams and letting everyone come on and push and promote their shit. So, you know, and that's my kind of my point here. It's what, besides having argued with me about some dumb shit in the past, which I've been pretty much right about everything, and now everything that I was saying that was unpopular is now just considered commonplace and common popular opinion. So what's the point of keeping me out at this point? You know? So it's, dude, Retic Nation will get so much more engagement with me on there. Okay, like we're live streaming on Next Gen right now, right? What if we were if this was also live streaming on Retic Nation? They got what, like 10,000 plus 50, like 14,000 whatever members. That's an opportunity for 14,000 people to engage in conversation with retics live with other keepers, other breeders. Why not let people do it? Because they're mad because I said something true about them or their friends? What the fuck? That's retarded. That's absolutely retarded. You know, I know a few people that have, but I'm not giving up on him. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, make a push. If you think what I'm doing is helping retics, make a push to get me back into these groups. And you know, like I said, Dax, you know, he let me back in Retic Pursuit just today, so I'm back in there. You know, we talking to people in there. So yeah, so we're gonna get it going. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the idea that you know, someone like Aubrey thinks that I shouldn't be in Retic Nation when he doesn't want to do this stuff anymore is ridiculous. You know, I'm not the one that did spent 10 years doing breeder loans with Samson and then lied about it. I'm the person that said he lied about it, you know. And because of that, everybody on Retic Nation shouldn't be allowed to interact with me. Like, what the fuck? That's retarded. So, yeah, so we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing till we get and we're going to build this shit up, and all the people that want to breed retics like it's world's first 2012, we're going to let them do their thing, and we're just going to keep pushing retics forward. We're not even going to worry about them. Yeah, Rodney is likable and a few people hate that. Ryan, I used to be pretty bad. I like, to all the people that don't like me, I'll there's a reason they don't like me. You came in as Rodney was getting calmer. I used to be pretty rough. I used to be fucking brutal on people. And I mean brutal. You weren't like, and nobody saw that brutality worse than Garrett. Um, when I found out Garrett traded Rob thousands of dollars worth of super dwarfs just to get a male ternate off of Rob so he could send it to Samson. Um, I mean, I went at Garrett. Ah, man, I went at Garrett hard, and I went at him hard for a very long time, to the point that they were having staff meetings about me. There was a giant rule that nobody was allowed to interact with me in any way on social media. Um, Garrett completely destroyed his reputation in the process of trying to fight with me. I mean, it was brutal, absolutely brutal. You know, what I how I responded to Garrett's behavior. And the whole point is, there's not really, I really don't need to do that shit anymore. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one left to fight with. So, you know, so what's the point of me not being in the groups? I like that you're brutal. We know where you stand, dude. I was bad. I mean, dude, like, with Duran can tell you guys how rough I was with with old Garrett. Yeah, Chris says I remember those memes. Good times, dude. I was relentless. I had Garrett. Somehow I had Garrett's personal phone number, and I would text him every day, just checking in to see if my turn eight's still at Samson's. Like every day, I would just send him a text, just checking in, seeing how my retick's doing. Is it doing good down at Samson's? Oh my god, I was such an asshole. And he was dumb enough to actually respond to me one day. He was at Tinley, and he actually was dumb enough to respond, so I just made that 100 times worse. Oh man, I knew I'd get him though. Man, I knew I because I know what Garrett really is. And what Garrett is not the person in those YouTube videos. And you can only hide who you are for so long. And if you fucking chip away and chip away at somebody long enough, they'll show you who they are. Yeah. He used to hate listening to what I had to say. He's much more reasonable now. Me or Garrett? I've always been reasonable. I just I had a job to do. You know what I mean? I had a job to do. It was like the Slither Files. I had a job to do. I Everybody got really mad at me, and that's why I stepped down as an admin on Retic Alliance that I started, because I had to go out and attack all these people that weren't directly connected to the Slither Files shit, but I had to isolate Samson, so I had to out as many people as I could that I knew were doing business with Samson, so they would go into survival mode and protect themselves and distance themselves from Samson. And that's why I was starting to publicly attack all of those people, and everybody got super mad at me. Like, this is about Samson. This is about Samson. I'm like, and I try to explain to everybody. I was like, yeah, but if he gets enough breeders rallied around him, this isn't going to work. And it worked. And what I did worked. He ended up only being Gavin was the only person that stuck up for him. And now Gavin's nowhere to be seen, as his wife. His wife is the one that's all over the internet. So I do what I need to do, even if it's yeah, the Diogenes of retics. Yeah. I don't know how many people will know who Diogenes is, Kevin. So, but I do. I used to read all that stuff when I was a teenager. All that shit. So, but yeah, we're basically at the hour mark, so I'm gonna cut it off, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I will try to have my shit together for tomorrow with some topics to hit, and if I could ever figure out how to put pictures up on the screen, if once I figure that out, I did figure out if I can download videos um, onto my ATEM or into Riverside, and then throw them up on the screen and go from there. So yeah, we're gonna, as I learn, this will get better. As I learn, this will all get better, and I'll jump on tomorrow, and we'll keep it rolling. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.